Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to solve the subscription trial ending email problem. Right now, our scheduled trial reminder job is currently spamming customers. Instead of only targeting accounts with expiring trials, it loops through every subscription in the system. This means fully paying customers, as well as users whose trials don't expire for weeks, are incorrectly receiving an alarming "your trial ends soon" email. We will add strict filtering to the reminder job so it explicitly checks two things before sending an email. The subscription status must be exactly trialing, and the trial's scheduled end date must fall within the specific within days window. Let's jump into the Develow code editor. I'll open up the File Explorer on the left. Inside the API folder, go inside the source folder and open up billing.js. Looking inside our send trial reminders function, we fetch a list of all subscriptions and use a for loop to go through them. But right now, we just instantly fetch the customer and send the email without checking a single condition. Let's fix our first failing test. We only want to email people who are actually in a trial. Since I'm fairly new to this, let's ask Develow for some simple guidance. I'll ask, I have a loop going through Stripe subscriptions. How do I tell the loop to skip any subscription that is not currently in a trial? Great question. The telling the loop to skip part is simply add a guard at the top of the loop that continues when the subscription isn't in trial. Concretely, you want to base it on the subscription object's status field. So inside your for loop, ask yourself, does status exist in subscription object, and what value does it have for paying customers versus trials? If it's not trialing, should we email? Answer, no, continue. If it is trialing, then you proceed to the next checks, end date window, etc. Let's write the code for this. Right inside our loop, we add a simple if statement. We check if sub.status does not equal trialing. If it's anything else like an active, paying subscription, we trigger that continue keyword. This acts as our skip button, telling JavaScript to stop what it's doing and instantly move to the next subscription in the list. It is the perfect safety check to keep our paying customers safe. That is incredibly straightforward. Just by adding that one simple guard, our active, paying customers are totally safe from accidentally getting trial emails. Now for our second failing test. We are currently emailing people whose trials end in 20 days. But we only want to email them if their trial ends in the next 3 days. Working with dates in code can be tricky, so let's ask Develow exactly how to do this math safely. I'll ask, I have a Stripe trial end date. How do I calculate if this trial ends within the next 3 days and make sure I skip it if it does not? To get this working, we need to compare our trial end date against a specific target window based on right now. Think of it like drawing a timeline with a clear starting line and a cutoff line. Here is exactly how we break down that logic. First, we figure out the exact time right now. Then, we calculate our cutoff line by taking now and adding our target number of days to it. Stripe usually gives us the trial end date as a Unix timestamp in seconds. To make our math work, we need to make sure we convert those seconds into standard JavaScript milliseconds. Once the time formats match up, we check if the trial falls right inside our sweet spot. It needs to be in the future, meaning it hasn't already ended, but it also needs to happen before our cutoff line closes. If the trial end date falls outside of this range, we hit our skip button and move right along to the next subscription in the loop. Here is the code to make that happen. Let's break down exactly what this does. In the first line, we take Stripe's trial end date and convert it into standard JavaScript milliseconds so our math lines up perfectly. In the second line, we create our cutoff point, the window end ends. We do this by taking the exact time right now and adding our 3-day window to it. Finally, we have our if statement, which acts as our safety check. We are asking two things. Has this trial already expired? Or does it end after our 3-day cutoff line? If either of those is true, it means it's outside our target range, so we use continue to skip it. If not, it means it falls right inside our sweet spot, and we are good to proceed. Now our loop will only proceed to send an email if the trial is ending exactly when we want it to. We are almost done. But we have one last failing test. What if a single customer has 2 different trial subscriptions ending this week? Our loop would fetch their email twice and spam them with duplicate messages. We are already pushing every email we send into a sent array at the bottom of our loop. Let's ask Develow how to use that to our advantage. I'll ask, I am sending emails in a loop and saving them to a sent array. How do I make sure I don't send a duplicate email to an address that is already in that array? Before you send the email, you can check if the array already has that email address using the includes method. If our sent array already includes the customer's email, just use the continue keyword again to skip sending the duplicate. Another perfect use case for our continue keyword. Right after we fetch the customer, but before we trigger the email, we'll add a quick check. If the email is already in our list, we skip it. If not, the code moves forward, sends the email, and adds them to the list so we remember them for the next loop. Let's put this into practice. Right after we fetch the customer's details, we have our brand new if statement. This is our safety check. We are simply asking, does our sent array already include this exact customer email? If it does, we hit that continue keyword to immediately skip them and prevent a duplicate email. But if their email isn't in the array yet, the code bypasses the skip, sends the email as usual, and then right down here at the bottom, it pushes that email into our sent array so they are safely recorded for the next loop. All right, we've systematically solved all 3 of our bugs. Let's save our file and run our automated tests to see how we did, and there we go. All green check marks. By taking it one step at a time, our scheduled job is now safely ignoring paid customers, accurately calculating the exact trial window, and guaranteeing we never spam a customer twice. Great job sticking with it, and I'll see you in the next one.